Hello, Debbie here. Welcome back to Barossa Valley Crafts. Today we're going to be using a Hero Arts Northern Lights bear stamp and die set. So I'll just take this out. So with this particular set you get these dies and these stamps. Let me pop that on there so you can see them. I've got these from Image Plus Scrapbook Superstore in Tassie. So I will add a link, but if you're not in Australia, you might just need to find a stockist near you that sells the Hero Arts Northern Lights bear stamp and die set. Just so you know, I'm not affiliated. I buy these products. If I like them, I use them, and that's it. I don't get anything for it. Anyway, here are some samples of what I have done. So this one, I've used white embossing powder, and this one I've used a clear embossing powder, but I will show you both to show you how they work. Now I have used the same colour Distress Oxides in all three of these, but as you can see they are all different. So it'd be very unlikely to get exactly the same colour combination on all of them. Anyway, let me show you how I have done this. So to start off with, we're going to blend some inks on the card. Now, I'm only using a small 4 by 5 inch piece of cardstock here, but you can use any size you like. So to start off with, I'm going to use, I'm using all Distress Oxides for the blending. And I'm going to use picked raspberry. So we'll just pop a bit on the brush. Now, normally when you're blending, you would do a circular motion, but because I want wispy stuff, I'm just going to go back and forth. So I'm just doing different pressures to get different amount of colours, like so. And I could very well come back and do more. We just keep on going until we've got the kind of colour that you'd like. So this one is Seedless Preserves. You don't have to use the same colours. You can use any colours you like. This one's Mermaid Lagoon. So I'll just keep going with using any of the colours that you like. This one is Fossilised Amber. There's been so much on the news lately with the Northern Lights, so I thought we'd give this a go. This one's Twisted Citron. And this one is Cracked Pistachio. Now I'm going to come back with a bit more picked raspberry. As I say, you cannot get the same colours every time. Now I'm going to come back again with the Mermaid Lagoon. I think that'll probably do it. And then I'm going to tear a bit of the paper and I'm going to make some hills. So for the hills, I'm going to be using VersaFine Clair Twilight. So we'll put some ink on there. And then just angle your paper wherever you like. And just colour it until you've got the depth of colour that you'd like. I'd like a little bit darker there, I think. So I'll just line that up again. And colour that in. So there's one hill. And I'm going to pop another one here. Go a bit more down the bottom here, and I'll just do do another little one in the middle here. And there's our hills. Okay, so now we're going to stamp. But before you stamp, make sure your ink is dry. If your ink is not dry, when you put your embossing powder on, it's going to stick to wherever the ink is wet, and we don't want that. So make sure your card is really dry before you do your embossing. Alrighty. Okay, I think that's got it all. Alrighty. Now we'll make sure that's cool. Now we'll get the stamp. Now before you do stamp it, if you've got an embossing buddy, use it so that you don't get the embossing powder wherever you don't want it. So make sure you give it a good coverage. Now we're going to get our Northern Light effect, and you can place it wherever you like. I'll do that one there. Now I'm going to use Versamark to ink that up with. Now if you don't know what Versamark is a clear sticky ink, which is great to use with the embossing powder because the embossing powder will stick to the clear ink. Okay, so now we'll stamp that. Make sure you allow time for the ink to soak into the card. Okay, so now we'll remove that. And now I'm going to do clear embossing powder on this one. So I'm just going to cover that stamped image. And tap off the excess. And we can see there, actually let me just grab a little brush. I've got some embossing powder where I don't want it, so obviously I didn't have it dry enough. So I'm just going to brush off that. Okay, hopefully I've got it all. I'll just pop that back into the pot. And then we'll use the heat gun to melt the embossing powder. So hopefully you'll see this as it melts. There you go, you can see it melting now. Okay, so that's done. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop that aside for a minute. Now I did another one earlier, so hopefully this one's dry. I'll just make sure it is. So I did the blending exactly the same way I did on the other one, but as you can see, they are totally different and I've used the same colours. Okay, hopefully that's dry. And I'm going to emboss this one again, but this time I'm going to use white embossing powder just to show you the different outcomes using the clear and the white. So again, Versamark. So we'll just stamp that. that a good press. Oh, I forgot to use my embossing buddy. I wonder if I might just do it around. Hopefully that one's going to be okay. We will find out. Okay, so now I'll get the paper again. And this time I'm going to use white embossing powder. I'll just sprinkle that over the stamped image. And hopefully, that's good. It must have been dry enough because there's not much powder where I don't want it. Okay, I'll just get rid of that. And now we'll just melt that one. You can see it melting. As it melts, just move your heat gun along. If you don't have a heat gun, you can achieve the same thing by holding the card over a toaster. And that's how I started before I got a heat gun. There we go. So that's done. Alrighty. Now I'll bring the other one in because that will have cooled down now. So now I'm just going to bring in some paper. Now using Villainous Potion, I'm now going to go over that stamped embossed image, and by doing this it will make where the embossing is stand out even more. So just keep going and don't go over the whole card, just where you've embossed, otherwise you'll end up with all your colours covered over. Okay, and then I'm just going to get my paper towel, which fell on the floor, and then rub over that, and the ink will come off where it is embossed. And there's the effect that you have there. So you can see there, it's all shiny under the embossing. So now with the other one, again, I'm going to use Villainous Potion. And I'm going to go over the white embossing. Okay, while I'm doing this, I'll just let you know that I do have a Facebook group called Cardmaking for Beginners and Beyond. I will add that in the description with the link. And if you'd like to join, you're more than welcome. Come and share your creations with like-minded people. Just answer the question to join. There we go. That's that one done. And again, we'll just wipe off over the top of the embossing. So you can see there the difference between the white embossing and the clear embossing. So two completely different effects. And then earlier I stamped and die cut this out, and I might add that onto this one. So I'm not going to turn it into a full card. It's just showing you how you can use these. Just pop that on there. Actually, before I do that, I'll take that one off and let's stamp this one, which is, it says, all is bright. I'll just put my magnets in place. I'll move that up there. So using this as a guide so I know where to stamp the wording. Which should be about there. Okay, so I'll use VersaFine Clear Nocturne to stamp the sentiment. I'll just pop that on there. There we go. clean that off. And then I will attach my bears. So it's easy card to make. It's very effective. And that's it. So from there you put a matte layer and then put that onto your base card. So I would do it with a black and then a white base card. But that's it. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please do give me the thumbs up and do subscribe if you'd like to be notified as I do more tutorials. I aim to do one a week when possible. So again, we've used the Hero Arts Northern Lights Bear Stamp and Die set. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.